So here I am sleeping on the floor with no clients. I owe rent in weeks. I have 1 month saved up. So I put up the ugliest ad you've ever seen, just like I'd learned at the workshop, and it worked. And funny enough, the cash I collected from them was exactly enough to pay my rent. I still remember the business account going to zero at the end of the month. But the next month, I spent more money on ads and got more customers, and then more. And if I had not learned how to run paid ads on a random weekend, I would not be standing in front of you today.
Alex Hormozi uses paid advertising to generate zillions of leads across all his portfolio companies and makes over 100 million per year, as all of his books suggest. And today, I'm going to be revealing Alex Hormozi's full sales strategy and automating it with AI. This is the exact strategy that he used to scale Gym Launch and teach to over 5,000 gyms. How do I know? I was one of them. But how does Alex Hormozi do it? I spent the last week breaking down Alex Hormozi's sales and lead follow-up strategy so you don't have to. I've boiled it down to 4 key steps that make his sales approach to cold audiences so effective. Step number 1 is to create a Godfather offer. An offer so good that people can't say no to. One that they actually want. And you do this by finding big problems your target market wants solved. If you're looking to scale your business, you know you need to have something that people want. The big problem I see is people often promote offers with advertising that nobody wants in the first place. You're paying to get in front of more people or nothing. And as a business, this is ineffective, expensive, a waste of time, and has a big opportunity cost. The solution is quite simple. You just need to build a highly desirable free offer. Let me show you how you do this super easily using Facebook Ads Library. We're on Gym Launch's Facebook Ads Library, and as you can see, they have 140 active ads running as of now. And all they do is they call out their target audience, which is gym owners, and they promote a free lead magnet. And there's one in particular that I know has been successful for them for many years. It's an extensive resource, and as you can see, it's called the 7 money models we use to scale gyms to over 100,000. And when you click on that ad, you'll be taken to a landing page that is very simple, and you have for gym owners only. So we can model that example, and in our case, that would be for plumbers only. 7 methods we use to scale gyms over 100,000 a month like clockwork. Get the best models, and there's a visual of the actual lead magnet. And here you can enter your details and information and actually get the lead magnet. So I've actually went ahead and downloaded the lead magnet. And as you can see here, it's a very visual and extensive resource that's over 106 pages long that gives you everything you need to know in terms of scaling your gym. It gives you a big picture overview. And it's very easy to consume as there's a lot of illustrations, there's case studies, testimonials from their clients. And we can model that for our own industry, which is plumbers now. And I'm going to show you how we can build similar lead magnet. Open up a Google Doc and write down all the problems plumbers experience when it comes to growing their business. Use ChatGPT for assistance and ideas. Once we have our initial ideas, what we want to do is filter by direct business impact. Are these solvable problems? Are they going to get quick results from our solution? Are they applicable to any plumbing business? And what would be the order of application so we can come up with our step-by-step process? Now that we have our list of problems, we need to create our lead magnet. So let's do it together. Okay, the next step in our process is to come up with our own lead magnet. And we're going to model the one that Gym Launch has, and we'll call ours 7 ways to grow your plumbing business fast. We're going to use 2 tools, Google Docs and ChatGPT account. If you have the premium version, that would be better, but the free one would do. You also need a tool called Napkin AI. It's free for now as the time of recording this video, and it will help you come up with visuals and graphics if you don't have access to a premium designer. So let's instruct ChatGPT of what we want to do. So what I just did, I explained what is my use case, and then I'm going to upload a similar document. So I'm attaching the PDF now. ChatGPT would read the document and help me to come up with the idea of building a thriving business. So it already came up with the 7 steps to building a thriving plumbing business. It's a rough overview, so you need to spend a little bit of time massaging ChatGPT, sending it more information and extending on the ideas that it provided by giving it more examples, feeding it more information. And I'll do that for a little bit to come up with our own lead magnet. I'm going to fast forward now. Okay, as you can see now, we have our lead magnet done with all the information broken down into 7 different steps of growing a plumbing business, and we have 31 pages. Now we got to make it a little bit easier to read, and how we're going to do that is by creating graphics. The way we're going to do that is we just copy and paste the text over to Napkin AI. We click on the little lightning icon, and it would automatically generate us a graphic that we could use. We can then take that graphic and decide how we would like to download it. I'm going to use a light mode, background no, resolution 2x is great. I'm going to download it, take it over, and add it to my document. I'm going to center it so it looks great. And I'm going to repeat that process for the rest of the content to make sure that the lead magnet looks good. Okay, now an hour later, we have our initial draft of the lead magnet with all the graphics. And as you can see, it already looks very professional. It's easily consumable. It's broken down in bullet points and it's very well organized and extensive. And as you can already see, it's great content that if you implement, you can get results immediately without paying a dime. And then you're more likely to work with their business to help you grow even further. So here are a few tips for your lead magnet. Make it extensive and complete, meaning that people should feel like they own you a minimum of $100 just for it. Use graphics to make it digestible. You can also embed links, videos, testimonials, call to actions, and you can start simple and just keep on adding things over time. And with the help of ChatGPT and Napkin, we now have our own lead magnet. So step number 2 would be to run ads. Once we have our $100 million offer, the next step in Alex Hormozi's sales strategy is to launch direct response ad. When showing an ad to a stranger, they have absolutely no idea who you are, and quite frankly, they don't care. And to get leads to engage, make sure your message is written with them in mind, speaking their language and solving pain points that are relevant to them. And here's why industry-specific jargon matters. The average business owner gets exposed to 100+ ads a day, and words that are familiar trigger a psychological response, making them more likely to engage. And here are a few tips to make industry-specific ads. Use perplexity.ai for industry-specific news and updates, articles that are relevant, or changes in the industry that you can plug into your ads. And you can also run your copy through ChatGPT and specify who you want to target, and ChatGPT will be able to help you refine the language, either simplified, add special words, or ways that this specific demographic pronounces them. And you can also check the Facebook ads library for competitor ads, just like I did with Gym Launch. You can check for plumbers and see what they're doing. And you can also visit top ranking industry local websites of other plumbers, see what's their tone of voice, what are their images, and how they approach the client attraction process. Model the words they use, the images they use, and the format as close as possible, because if it's already working, there's a reason for that. And let's look at the example of our very own ad that we've put together to promote our lead magnet. So the way we're going to approach it is model what's already working. So we'll essentially take that winning ad from Gym Launch, plumbers ad, and we'll also take the image. And the way we're going to do it is with Canva. So let's start first with the image ad. We need a couple of screenshots from our guide. So let me find a graphic that's good representative. How to grow my plumbing business. I think this is a good screenshot to have. We need 2 more. I think this is very visual, the Hustler Plumber. Advertising, I think that would grab attention. So next step that we have our ads, we would come to Canva, design a new one that is square. We'll choose font that is bolded. This is good. And we're gonna keep the color blue. We're gonna call it Get the 7 money models for scaling your plumbing business. Oh. Okay, so this is good. I'm gonna add a little bit of shadow just to make sure it pops. I think the shadow's already there. I'm just gonna increase the intensity slightly. And I'm gonna add the subheadline to 30K a month. Okay, I'm gonna choose a little bit smaller font for this one. Maybe we can do Montserrat. I think that's good. And now we need the screenshots that we got. So we're just gonna upload those here. Okay, now I've uploaded these. We come to edit and mockups, and we come to popular, and we would choose this one. Okay. We'll make sure that it fits. Okay, we make it a little bit bigger. Let's do blue shadow. So we gotta make sure that this comes all the way back. And I'll do a direct call out. So plumbers, get the 7 money models for scaling your plumbing business to X amount of dollars per month. For whatever reason, I can't seem to be able to change the color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the color picker instead. Boom. And voila, we have our ad. Just gonna probably make that a little bit smaller so it stands out more. And I'm gonna choose, let's see, that's too much. Yeah, I like that. And there we have it. We have the lead magnet ad. We download it and we need our copy. And obviously, if you can hire a designer, that would be much better. But this would do for the purpose of what we got. And we go back to ChatGPT. Can you help me rewrite this ad for my target audience and lead magnet? Plumbers. The average plumber struggles to break 50K a year in take-home pay. But plumbers we work with, many are well on their way to 100K and beyond. How? Because we approach success differently than most. Here's what success looks like to us. Early mornings, hard work, and something tangible to show for it. Learning from mistakes and bouncing back stronger. Checking your ego at the door to learn from those who've achieved what you're aiming for. We set the bar high and we help you hit it. Take James for example, a solo plumber working long hours but barely scraping by. He was stuck with inconsistent jobs, low-paying clients, and zero systems to grow. Fast forward 5 months, James is now on track to hit $1 million in revenue within a year. That's the power of a proven system for growth. No gimmicks, no guesswork, just real strategies that produce real results. Here's the bottom line. The more revenue your plumbing business generates, the more freedom you have to create the life you want and serve your community at a higher level. Ready for your breakthrough? It starts here. Click download this free guide, book a no-pressure call. We work exclusively with plumbers who are serious about growing their business. If you're ready to learn strategies that work, apply for a no-pressure call today. Let's transform your plumbing business. And let's take that. And voila, we have our ad ready to launch. You can run lead generation ads, Facebook lead formats. You can put together a simple landing page that shows your lead magnet, but that's exactly how you would go about promoting your business. And now that we're getting our lead magnet in the hands of plumbers, our step number 3 would be to follow up relentlessly. Strangers simply don't trust you, so you need to first get in touch with them, establish rapport, provide value, and give them a reason to work with you. And Alex Hormozi has mastered this by giving away what others charge for. And he and his sales team follow up relentlessly to do it. And here's the overview of his process. First, you have to get them to actually schedule an appointment. But before that, the first goal would be for them to pick up the phone and then pick up a time. Then goal number 2 would be to pick up and confirm the time. And that happens either through a call or a text, and usually involves having a phone script and a text script. And once they confirm the time, the second thing we're going to try to do is to actually get them to show up. And we do that through a reminder sequence, which could be again calls, texts, emails. And then the last thing would be for the people that never raise their hand or show interest besides getting our free lead magnet, is to run a last push campaign that adds a little bit more scarcity and is within the duration of 10 days from them signing up. Here we could follow up for as long as a year or forever if you have them on your database. Now here's a few of his rules for success. Speed is king. You want to make sure that you get in touch as fast as humanly possible, and the call hours they're using for their business is 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and they always follow the FTC guidelines, so make sure you check that for your own state. And you can automate getting an SMS directly to a call, so you're going to get a notification on your phone and call your leads immediately, as that's going to dramatically decrease the workload in the future as you're calling your leads and there's no pipeline to catch up with. That increases in higher show up rate because the proximity to pain is closer, and also the proximity to interest because they've just signed up is much higher. Also, volume is king, meaning that you have to do a lot more reach out than you're used to, and that leads to more schedules and more show ups. The reality is, if your workload issues are that if you have leads that are piling up, you're either talking too long or you're not doing enough volume of outreach to get them booked in fast. And I know how tedious it could be, but as an example, he uses this money math model that if something costs $500 and you have to make 50 calls to make it, essentially you're getting paid $10 for each and every call. And as far as volume of calls goes, they usually do 10 different calls in the span of a week for each and every lead. So if you're getting 300 leads, that would be 3,000 calls in a matter of months. So what is their actual follow-up cadence? On day one, they would do a double dial, meaning that they would call their prospects twice. Once, and again, if they don't pick up, they would call them immediately because that shows that it's urgent and important. They would follow up with a text, and they would do 2 more times in the very same day, a double dial again, and they would end the day with another text. On day 2, they would start with a text and try to reach out via phone again with a double dial, second double dial, another text, and a last double dial for the day. And on day 3, they would repeat almost the same cycle by starting with a double dial, a text, and on day 3, they would kind of ease out on trying to be as aggressive, and they would do a double dial and a text. On day 4, they would do a double dial and a text. And on day 5, they would do a double dial and a text. And then on the last day of the campaign, which is day 10, they would run the last push with scarcity, that spots are limited, that there's no availability anymore. They would try to get the last squeeze drop of leads, and then they would be entering a nurturing campaign, whether it's going to be emails or periodical reactivation with different offers. So his tips for success here is to follow up all your leads within 5 minutes, meaning that as soon as somebody signs up, you would ideally want to have any sort of contact, whether it's going to be automated or real, through phone or a text. You have to also do it on all channels because we're all consuming information differently. And you also want to make sure that you open up your availability and ideally have the weekends available too. Work late, try to have early mornings as well. As sometimes if you're working with direct to consumer business model, people like to take calls before and after work. And here's why his principles work. The closer to the time they sign up, you contact them, the higher the success rate. And how you show up as a business from day one is how you're treated and perceived. And as I already mentioned, people are responsive on different channels. Some prefer text, some prefer email, some prefer calls. And in the past, you had to hire and train an A-player team to execute on this strategy, and that's why it was super hard to actually execute it. But with AI, things have changed. We've built a robust AI follow-up system to do it all for you. And here's going to be a link where you can actually check a video where I show you a live demo of how it sounds through calls and text, and you can see how it reacts. But now I'm just going to show you the framework and the overview. So that is the WellGrow AI follow-up system. And as you can see, it's very comprehensive as it targets all the channels. Whether you're generating leads through paid advertising, content marketing, or organically on your website, we have our system plugged in to nurture and follow up all the leads and do it extensively. Not just call them once or text them once and have it one directional, but actually our AI agents, Axel and Lyra, are following up with all the prospects as long as it's necessary for them to either pick up the phone and book an appointment or say that they're not interested at this point of time. And we do that through text, emails, calls, by sending VSLs, meaning video sales letters, testimonials, reminders, helpful information. And the system is one of the most comprehensive on the market. And without getting too technical, I just want to show you a brief overview of how the system would look like. They would get up to 8 calls once they sign up, and they would get additional follow-ups on WhatsApp, text, email. And if they don't answer or pick up, we'll repeat that for the course of 10 days and up to 8 calls. On my channel, I have an actual video of showing you how I've built Lyra and how you can set up an AI agent for your business. If you want one for yourself, just click the link in the bio and we'll help you set it up. And for Axel, he's replying on all the channels such as Instagram, text, email. He's able to handle a conversation, not just one directionally reply like a bot, but actually be empathetic, take the previous responses, and actually move people over to the pipeline. And we do that by setting different objectives for the AI agents that are pre-trained on our business, have all the knowledge base, and it's like really having an AI employee that, again, if you want installed for your business, you can look at the past videos on my channel and subscribe, of course, for more information on how you can implement AI in your business. But essentially, we take this comprehensive system and we plug in AI in as many parts of the business as possible, especially on the time-consuming parts such as lead nurturing and pre-qualifying leads. And now that we have our AI follow-up system, which is the most complete on the market, following up on our behalf at all times, consistently, predictably, up to 8 times, we're ready to move on to step number 4, which is to continue offering more free value, automating our calls and texts and emails, not just to remind people, but actually send them personalized information that's relevant relevant to the pain points they're trying to solve, and building rapport. And we can automate all of that through WellGrow by setting up follow-up calls, texts, and different reminders to send them more videos, materials, lead magnets, and do that for the course of 7 to 10 days. And AI will predictably repeat the flow until contact is established. It's also important to mention here to monitor the open rates, clicks, responses, as that ultimately allows us to optimize the campaigns and ensure that we're getting the results we're expecting. And we can continue providing value for as long as a full year, fully automated, and just use the platform to track the return on investment and the metrics. Now, all you have to do is start implementing Alex Hormozi's sales strategy. And if you want to install the AI automated system in your business, click the link below to book an AI audit and see if we can help. And if you want to see the best AI agents you can install for your business in action, click the video right here.